What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. This is my last Thursday as a free man. And what I mean by that is I'm off this week. I start my new job on Monday next week. I was supposed to start it on Monday of this week. Those who are in my subscription, my membership subscription, already know what happened. Those who are not, basically just there were some hiccups with the HR process. So therefore, it got postponed. It got postponed to this coming Monday, which is okay. I said I'm gonna do a few extra things this week that I did not plan to do. So I got a last minute invite to the Tamron Hall show. The main guest, I guess, was Frankie Grande. A lot of y'all know Frankie Grande from Big Brother. He was most recently on Reindeer Games. He came back for Reindeer Games as well as made a cameo on Big Brother 25. And then he did a performance. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, this is one of the first times actually out of at least 6 or 7 times that I went there that they did not put me in the first row. However, I knew why they didn't put me in the first row. It's because this time around, usually I show up there and they seat me alone, but this time they kind of seated me in. So, when you get seated with groups, you're less likely to be in the front unless they seat the whole group in the front together. That is what it is. I don't really care whether I'm in the front or the back because it's not like I'm a guest on the show. It's just cool to see yourself a couple more times on TV, but it's 10, 15 seconds of fame. I've been on plenty of those things before. Um, yeah, so Frankie Grande did a musical performance from this off-Broadway play that he's been doing. It was really good. He had a lot of energy. Let's see. He had something cool to say, which was that he was 6 years sober. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had any kind of addiction issue, but I learned that today. He said that in his family, his mom and his sister, they wouldn't call him if they had any kind of problem. He would be the last person that they would call, and now he's the first person that they call. So I'm always all about stories of people who have been in tough, dark places in life and crawled their way out of them. Speaking of which, there was a man on the show. I believe his name is Frank. And I know that they probably have talked about this different places at different times, but I very rarely hear anybody talk about a really devastating problem, what can be a very devastating problem called agoraphobia. So this guy was talking about he battled agoraphobia for 16 years. And a basic definition for those who don't know what agoraphobia is just like you have a safe space or a safe zone. Usually for people, that is their house. And in extreme cases, like how mine became, that was my room. Thank God this was not a 14 to 16 year experience for me. My experience was only, I don't know, I want to say it was only a year. The most extreme part of my experience, because I think that agoraphobia is not necessarily something that just goes away. But yeah, I was really touched by that story. And I actually got a chance to meet the man and his fiance outside afterwards. And I just told him, I'm like, we rarely hear people talk about agoraphobia, panic disorder. We hear a lot about, general New York. That's the reason why I'm looking around. And these two people that look like they're about to fight. Anyways, um, anyways, yeah, he told me that he appreciated that. And then he said that he's going into the field to become a social worker. And while I feel like it's commendable, and it's basically the reason why I ended up doing social work related things, I will also say, in theory, becoming a social worker or becoming a therapist, in theory, it's an amazing thing. And a lot of people start for heartfelt reasons. And honestly, I learned in the field they have their own mental health issues, or they have experienced having someone close to them that has mental health issues that they want to understand, and it's commendable. But then you get into the field and they work you to death. And I'm not just some disgruntled employee saying this. I have spoken to several social workers. I've been in the field for 10 years. I've watched YouTube videos recently of a lot of licensed clinical social workers who actually decided, I'm going to quit my job. And it's not because they no longer care about the people that they are serving. It's because the demands of what they have to do with each of those people, the caseload numbers, the amount of people that they have to see is a lot. And I know this is somewhat on topic and somewhat off topic. This is not about Tamron Hall, but it's a topic that came up on Tamron Hall that made me think of a whole bunch of different things. It's not good to have to do that when you sign up to be in that field. But there's limits to that, right? Because the companies typically don't really protect you from getting that burnout. They're just like, you do understand that no matter what, this is a business. The business requires this much money to run, and it means that you have to see this many people, you have to take these notes, and you have to fulfill all these requirements. Otherwise, the company is not going to get the money that we need to pay you. All fine and good. I digress, though. I mean, I could go on that specific topic for forever and a day, but I just basically shook his hand and wished him the best of luck with what he was trying to do. We also had a fashion designer. I loved her designs. They had like a runway, so she had 3 different ladies, different sizes and everything, model her runway designs. I don't know why you're honking at me for. You want me to run over this biker? We got bikes. I don't know if you can see that, but in New York City, I don't know about other places, but we got a lot of bikes, and we got more bikes now because people are doing bike deliveries. They deliver food on the bikes. So there are places that have bike lanes, and I'm laughing because the bikes just go wherever they want. It's like a big fear of mine that one day I'm not going to see one of these bikes coming and I'm going to just knock somebody off the bike. I've seen it happen before. It's never happened to me, knock on wood, but I've definitely seen it happen. Y'all want to see some more of NYC here? We are, what, 2nd Ave and East 65th Street. This is one of our MTA buses. I drove in today. I typically take the subway when I'm coming out here, unless it's at night. If it's at night and I'm going somewhere, I drive because number one, there's less traffic, and number two, I just want to get home as soon as possible. But today, I was just like, I just feel like sitting in my own car, and then when the show's over, I can just get in my own car and then bounce and get home whenever I want to get home. Actually, truthfully, everybody knows that going on the train is going to get you there faster. It's just literally a comfort and convenience thing. Like, it's more comfortable and convenient for me to get home with my car. than it is to hop on the bus or the train. And the weather was part of it too. It's cold out today. New York City, New York City, New York. Big city, bright lights. Big city, bright lights. But yeah, Tamron, as always, very nice. Very nice. All the people in the line, because it's always majority ladies that go to talk shows. And a lot of times they're like, oh, what makes you interested in these talk shows? And the thing is, I told them today, I'm like, I actually do not watch daytime television. They're like, why would you come here if you don't watch daytime television? I'm like, literally, I tell them that story of the first time I went to the Tamron Hall show and I didn't look up the topic. And she's like, today's topic is going to be all about menopause. And I was like, why did I come here? But the love that Tamron showed me in the audience was the reason why I was like, I would come back to the show. Literally just because of Tamron, not because of the topics, the guests. No. These bikes are gonna drive me crazy one day. Like, they go through the smallest spaces. How did your car even fit? Let's see if I can catch this one. I don't know if you saw him, but these bikers go through these slivers of spaces. Slivers of spaces. An inch away from your car. I think low-key the bikers now are worse than the pedestrians, because the pedestrians, you mainly only have to worry about them at the crosswalk. But the bikers, on the other hand, they all over the place. Let me see something. I've been trying live chat. I've been trying to see this option that allows you let's see sorry about that, I'm multitasking here, but I've been trying to see jerk. I've been trying to see this option that allows you supposedly and allegedly to gift 5 members a month, gift 5 people a month memberships to your channel. I have yet to see that as an option on my live. I don't know if it's because I don't have enough, I don't meet some requirements or something, but I would love to be able to gift memberships if I could. Trying to get back to the chat. I don't know how. Okay. Live chat. All right. Chat. I don't know what I did with this thing. Yeah, so this is going to be my last Tamron Hall show in a while because all these shows happen during the daytime, and I'm going to be on a 90-day probation at work. And that's not to say that I will work the full 90 days, even though I'm on my lunch. I have to jump off shortly. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh, today is Traders. I forgot. So, yeah, but what I was going to say, because I'm not going to have any paid time off for 90 days while I'm on probation with my new job, I'm not going to be able to do things like this. So I got the invite to go to the Tamron Hall show last minute. I got it last night, actually. And so, yeah, I accepted. I kind of dragged myself out here. I had a good time, though. One of my favorite things is just being able to meet different people, get different energy, especially when you meet out of town people, because us New Yorkers, and yes, I include myself, I can't live here 10, 12 years and not call myself a New Yorker at this point. Us New Yorkers are jaded. We don't have that kind of excitement on a day-to-day. It's like, I'm here. I'm here living. Like right now, I'm on the Ed Koch Bridge and just sitting in this amazing stop and go traffic. This is why I don't drive to Manhattan. Driving to Manhattan is the only thing I've experienced really worse than this is driving through LA. Oh goodness. If you've ever driven through LA traffic is the absolute worst. I'd rather drive almost anywhere than LA, except Mexico, because when I was in that I'll never forget when I was in Mexico for the first time. I was sitting in the car with one of my close high school friends and his siblings. And I was like, in Mexico, do they drive on the right side of the road or the left side of the road? And my friend was like, honestly, they drive on whatever side, because this man that was driving us was all over the place. All over the place. How are you doing though, Tammy? How are y'all doing? Whoever's on here. I might only be on here for another 5 minutes or so, but just wanted to check in, tap in. I'm gonna throw my music on. We seem to have designated Fridays for the traders recaps. I have not reached out to Tasha yet. Hopefully Tasha will join me for the recap. And I'm interested to see what happens from here on out. I've been tapped in. I've been watching a little bit of the traders podcasts. Like I watched Dan Giesling's interview of Janelle. Janelle was talking about some interesting things. Janelle was saying she knew that Dan was a trader, and I think she did. She was also talking about how a lot of the people that were on the show were on reality TV, but were not on competition reality TV. So they had a hard time separating game and personal. I can see that. The challenge episode was really good last night, even though I did not like the outcome. I will never hate on a good episode, even if my people go home. Check that out, and then check out my recap. And one last thing. I hope everybody here has a fantastic day. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank y'all.